You're watching Alaska's news source.
Now at 6, a jury deadlocks in an Unalaska case where prosecutors say a man drove off a cliff, killing 2 teens. We're live as deliberations are now set for a 4th day. But first,
these tariffs can affect long-term planning and long-term finances of companies. So that uncertainty, we've got some certainty today, so there's the 90-day pause except on China. Markets rejoice because now, hey, we've got 90 days, hopefully to work something out, but that is so dependent on what is going on this moment with what the president says.
An Alaska financial advisor talks on the day that President Trump delays most tariffs. Tonight, we look at the Alaska impact. The president is pausing reciprocal tariffs on most of the country's biggest trading partners for at least 90 days.
well, that change causing the stock market to soar. Of course, China excluded from that as Trump says their tariffs will increase up to 125%. This after Chinese leaders announced that they would retaliate. The Trump administration says 75 countries have reached out to negotiate better trade deals.
And with oil tax paying for 1/3 of the state's budget, Alaska crude oil prices rose for the first time in 6 business days, closing at $68.81. That's still about an $8 drop from a week ago.
Now, days of oil price volatility are causing state lawmakers concern as they spar over budgets to pay for things like education and the PFD. The current budget based on $75 or roughly $75 per barrel and $68 next year's budget. Prices over the last few days were below the state's estimates, and that means budgets could end up being more imbalanced than originally thought. Lawmakers are urging caution, especially over spending money to the point where accounts are drained, because they feel that money might be needed in the near future.
I think it's very obvious where this train is about to go, and it's not anywhere fun. You know, it's about to go off the rails. And again, it'll be because the revenues that the state relies on to fund services and to pay permit fund dividends are all going down at the same time.
You can't duck the question on the size of the dividend. It's like rearranging the deck chairs in the Titanic when you're going down and oil price is dropping fast. It's not a great time to be talking about oil tax revenue bills either when their revenue picture is declining at a rapid rate. So we are in a situation that is tough.
Now, some lawmakers have also expressed concern that the uncertain budget future means they may not be able to increase education per student funding as much as anticipated. We have that coverage on our webpage right now. In the meantime, oil and gas revenues make up more than 30% of the governor's proposed $15 billion budget. And as you heard a few moments ago, financial advisor Al Biz sat down with Tracy Sinclair to talk about market volatility, how the changing tariff situation could impact personal and business decisions, as well as your 401k. You can listen wherever you download your podcasts or on our website and our YouTube channel. We have more now on the breaking news out of Anchorage.
A deadlocked jury will continue deliberations in the case where 2 teenagers were killed when prosecutors say a man drove his truck off a cliff in Unalaska in 2019.
Investigative reporter Johnson Kuhn live in downtown Anchorage after jurors say they will continue trying to come up with a verdict. Johnson.
That's right. After 3 days of deliberations, the jury first sent a note saying that they were deadlocked, but followed that with a second note requesting to review more evidence, which will continue into tomorrow.
Show me again, where did you fall from? Where did the vehicle came from?
That's Unalaska's police video shown during closing arguments of the defendant, 24-year-old Dustin Ruckman, explaining what he said happened the day of the crash. In May of 2019, Ruckman says he lost control of his truck while driving up Unalaska's Mount Ballyhoo. 16-year-old Carly McDonald and 18-year-old Kiara Rentiera Haste were killed in the crash. Ruckman told police he was thrown out of an open window. Prosecutors say drivers who drive up the mountain know the risk, but the attorney for Ruckman, who faces 2 counts of criminally negligent homicide, has argued it's not illegal to drive there. Wednesday, Judge Matthews telling both attorneys his decision to allow for more deliberations.
I certainly don't want to push them. They're working hard. I mean, I think let's let them continue working. And I don't see a reason at this point to bring them in and pull them.
Now, again, the jury will be back deliberating in the morning, and we'll continue to keep you updated with any progress as this continues to develop. Johnson Kuhn, Alaska's news source.
Is spring in Alaska? That means snow, rain, and everything in between.
And Chief Meteorologist Melissa Fry joins us now. Melissa, is that more snow that we just saw out the window there?
That it is.
Ooh.
Yeah, some bands of pretty heavy snow showers moving here across South Central. Some areas it's going to be more than others. Others will also see some rain mixing in. But I want to show you those current conditions right now. Looking at Glen Alps, look at all the fresh snow on the ground, first of all. But if you look closely, we're still seeing some light snow falling in this area. We just had that band move across Midtown Anchorage, and temperatures now down to 34 degrees, down almost 10 degrees from where we were just this afternoon. You can see the radar is active, showing that light snow here in Anchorage, pushing north into the Wasilla area, quickly changing over to rain there. Also seeing snow south of here, and these scattered showers are going to continue to move through here over the next 24 hours. Again, we do have a winter weather advisory in effect from Whittier through up through Turnagain Pass, then to the Girdwood area and Portage Valley. This continues through tomorrow morning. Turnagain Pass and Whittier is where we'll see about 4 to 8 inches of snow, even heavier though in Portage Valley, 6 to 10 inches for you, 3 to 6 near Girdwood. And that is going to come with some wind gusts near 40 miles per hour, which is just going to drop that visibility. So definitely be prepared to use some extra caution if you're headed south on Seward Highway out of Anchorage tomorrow. We'll continue to see those showers pushing north from this area of low pressure, also bringing chances for some light snow to the interior, but that's not going to happen until tomorrow night. So be ready, Anchorage, for those temperatures to drop below freezing tonight. Snow showers will be in and out during the day on Thursday. I'm expecting 1 to 3 inches in the Anchorage Bowl. Again, with much more to the south. Through the interior, we'll see high temperatures getting back into those low 20s with light snow tomorrow night. Much warmer in Juneau with rain showers, and sunny in Bethel. And I'll have that full state forecast here in a few minutes.
Now to an update about a missing man in Eagle River, and there is a connection to an Anchorage police officer.
And Lauren Maxwell's been gathering information all day. She joins us live with what she's learned. Lauren?
Brooke and Tom, John, I'm told that this is normally a very quiet neighborhood, but there's been plenty of police activity here today, including at least 6 police cars, what looks like a very large crime processing RV, as well as the FBI. Now, police will not tell us whether this is actually related to the disappearance of Tony Kronos, but they have been going in and out of the duplex that is directly behind his home since sometime yesterday. And I should tell you that just minutes ago, we noticed quite a few what appeared to be undercover officers also going in and out of Kronos's home, which again is directly behind this duplex. The two homes actually share a fence, and neighbors say that Kronos and his relatively new neighbors didn't always get along. We've also learned through property records that the duplex is owned by an Anchorage police officer. Another neighbor told us it's been hard getting information since Kronos disappeared more than a month ago.
It's frustrating things have taken this long. It's not surprising they're from the rumor mill of why they're investigating this person's house.
And another neighbor told me that he witnessed an FBI agent with a canine yesterday who seemed to be searching the property. He says he saw the dog alert on something and then make a beehive directly for the duplex. Lauren Maxwell, Alaska's news source.
A 21-year-old man accused of shooting his father and burning down a cabin in which authorities say the murder weapon was found was in court earlier today, facing multiple charges, including murder, arson, and tampering with evidence. Now, today marked the arraignment of Grant Wells at the Palmer Courthouse. He currently stands accused of fatally shooting his father with a shotgun before fleeing the scene, later setting fire to a cabin with the weapon reportedly inside it. Wells was appointed a public defender who argued today that the prosecution's proposed cash bond of $75,000 was too high for Wells's financial position. They requested a $10,000 bond in addition to house arrest after posting a bond and a court mandate of no weapons, no contact with alleged victims, and a third-party custodian of the case. However, a Palmer court judge upheld the request for the $750,000, citing the charges Wells is facing as reason to believe that he is a flight risk and presents a danger to the community. Wells will appear again in court in May with a trial scheduled for June 2nd.
And Fairbanks jail riot convictions thrown out. The Alaska Court of Appeals has cited improper jury instructions as part of their decision to reverse 3 men's felony convictions in the much talked about case. Now, this here is video from outside that riot back in 2017. Patrick Burton Hill, Marcus Howard, and Gerald Burton Jr. filed a joint appeal after being convicted in 2018. The appeals court opinion, published Friday, says in addition to improper jury instructions, judges say that the prosecution also failed to prove the defendants intended to incite damages during the riot. Attorneys for the defendants could not be reached, and the Alaska Department of Law has not responded to our request for comment.
Still ahead, being part of a military family isn't easy.
Especially if you're a child. We'll tell you how those at Fort Wainwright and Eielson Air Force Base are recognizing those military children.
You're watching Alaska's news source.
Honoring the sacrifices made by the children of those who serve.
For today's Inside the Gates, we learn about events in the interior in honor of military families to celebrate Month of the Military Child.
April is the month of the military child, and last week we learned about Operation Purple Camp, a sleepaway program to build resilience and confidence in military children in Alaska and across the U.S. In the Fairbanks North Star Borough, more than 23,000 people live on post between Fort Wainwright and Eielson Air Force Base, including families.
It's a different type of life than many of us grew up with, but important to the nation's security.
From moving from place to place to coping with parents serving in harm's way.
It's always important to be seen, especially for students and children, to understand that they're not going through their struggles and their efforts alone.
In that spirit, a free event at Pioneer Park on April 26th looks to bring the community together to give back to members of the military and their families, with games and door prizes included.
We have an incredible veterans population and families and service members, but they interact with the entire public. And so this event, this Month of the Military Child event, is for everybody.
Meanwhile, a carnival at Fort Wainwright on April 19th intends to highlight the strength of military kids.
Making sure those service members important to our nation's security are welcomed here in our community.
Inside the Gates, Alex Bengal, Alaska's news source.
Thanks for listening. Click subscribe so you can get the latest podcast from Alaska's news source automatically. And stay up to date with breaking news and in-depth reporting available for free 24/7 with the Alaska's news source app.